Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do on the T-Dub is we're going to install some handguards. Out riding in the Michigan woods, lots of trees, lots of brush, you want to have some handguards on there so you don't bash your knuckles up. Or if you drop the bike, it'll help to protect your levers. So I got some tusk and nice thick aluminum brackets. These go in the bars, obviously. These are the clamps that go around the bars. Now sometimes I've seen some of the guys have had to modify these clamps. They have to grind on them. I don't know if I'm going to have to do that yet. I won't know until I get them into place. This is the cover that goes on the outside, and got these little ones too. I'm not sure what these are. There's some kind of a protector. Maybe it goes around the outside edge or something. Yeah, it's kind of looking like those bolts line up with that. So we'll figure this out as we go along here. First things first, got to get the grips off. I already got one off, and I got a little trick for getting them off. And see if I can show you here how I do this. Hope it's not too far away. I just use compressed air. So I rolled the grip back just a little bit, and now I just stick this in here, give it a couple of shots, and they come right off. No cutting. So I got a good set of grips. If I'm ever going to use them on something else, I didn't damage them. So compressed air is the trick. Now, I'm not going to be using these mirrors, so I'm going to take them off just to get them out of my way. I got new mirrors that are going to be going on here. Now what's really weird on this bike is one side is right hand thread, one side is left hand thread. I don't know why that is. I don't know what the logic behind that is, but it is what it is. So see if I can get this one off. So it'll be lefty loosey, I think. Yep. So you turn it clockwise to loosen it. It's a right hand thread. It's really weird. Alright, so those are off. Those I don't think will be going back on. Now the next thing I have to do is I may be getting a die grinder out to do this as well. I have to open this throttle tube. This has to be opened up so that the little bushing will fit onto the inside. So I'm going to pause for a minute and see what I need for tooling to open this up. Okay, so I found the trick to opening up the end of the throttle tube is if you read the instructions that comes with the Tusk hand grips, they say to just slide this out to the end and then use a hacksaw and cut this off flush. So there's that. Matter of blowing the crud out of here. Now I'll take some sandpaper or a file and sand this smooth, but that's going to work just fine. Okay, now that I got this all cleaned up, you can go ahead and put this insert in. So the insert will just go in like so, and then you just tighten it up with a 5mm Allen. Now the insert will expand on the inside. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I need to put these in yet. I might not be able to put these in until I get the guards on. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Alright, so I jumped the gun a little bit. Oh, actually, that'll be fine. Maybe I'll snug this up a little more. And then take it out. I can imagine I can do the same thing on this side. Okay, so the inserts are in there. Now I can just back this screw out. I think now I need to cut the grips to fit. I think the grips have to go on next. Let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, so I got the new grips on. I used some Pro Taper pillow top grips. Now the end here obviously has to be open so that the bolt and everything can go through. So the grips are on, throttle still works good. It was really simple. I just took a razor knife and just cut the end of the grip off. I didn't worry about, you know, a lot of people, they're trying to punch a hole in so that it wraps around the end of the grip and everything. I didn't bother doing all that. I just took a razor knife and cut it off. Why overcomplicate things? It doesn't have to be that difficult. Now when I put the grips on, I used a little Tusk grip glue. Now there's lots of glues on the market that you can use, but I find that most of them are CA based or cyanoacrylate based, which is pretty much stuff that I use in my woodworking all the time. The problem with that is it hardens and then it's a bugger to get off. Whereas these, yeah, look, people change their grips all the time. You change your grips like these. I can use the air technique to get them off even when they're glued on, and then just take a little brake clean on a rag and it'll clean all the old glue off. So in fact, when I put these on, I got them about halfway and the glue started to work and I got them stuck. So I just took the air nozzle and put it on the end of the grip, blew some air in between, was able to slide it down all the way, twist it a little bit, and the glue set up, and now they're fine. Both sides, they don't turn. So once that glue hardens or sets up, they'll be fixed. Now, like I say, the beauty of that is you want to be careful on what kind of grip glue you use. This is why I use the Tusk brand. There's probably others out there that you can use. I just do not use these quick setting grip glues that are nothing more than super glue is what they are. It's cyanoacrylate, which is the chemical name for super glue. Like I say, because once that stuff hardens, you're cutting the grips off, and then you've got to scrape all that old glue off. Brake clean is not going to take it off. You have to either sand it off or scrape it off. So that's why I just used simple, cheap, inexpensive, one little tiny tube. I only used half of that little tube was enough to glue these grips on. I probably have enough grip glue left if it doesn't harden in the tube to where if I ever want to change these grips, I can do it again. So now I'm going to start getting these other brackets on and figure out what it's going to take to get those on, the big brackets. So I'll be back when I get everything unpackaged. Okay, so there's one. I got one on. You can see it's all the way out to the very end of this slot, and they give you two positions here, and this must fit other bikes. But using the inner one, I had to pull this over by hand, kind of grunt it over, and then get this snugged up before I tighten these down. And this is right on this crossbar clamp. Now this is with the factory bars. Now if I ever change these bars and go to, you know, like a 1 1/8" Pro Taper or something like that, I'll have to change these inner clamps, which I can get from Tusk for the 7/8" bars. And then it won't have this crossbar pad. The bars will come up higher and it won't be an issue. You can place it anywhere you need in here. But with these, I've seen some guys, they've had to grind this away right here, and thankfully I didn't have to do that. So now I'm going to try this side, and hopefully I have the same kind of look. See if I can get you positioned over here. Hopefully I have the same kind of luck over here now. Okay, so I got them both on. And I guess I'm okay with that. I guess I'm okay with the way they're looking. I think I might like them to come down a little bit further, but they don't seem to want to. But I think, let's find out here, that when I get the guards on, let's see, they give me right and left, I'm guessing. Yep, this is the right hand. So they're going to go on like that. I guess that'll be fine. That looks pretty good. The gray kind of matches the color of the bike. So I'll get these thrown on here and see what I think after that. Okay. So there's the handguards. The only other piece left to do is on the end here. See if I can turn this around a little bit. They give you this little piece, and this is kind of nice. It serves no purpose other than it just kind of finishes it off, dresses it up, but it fits in there perfect. It's molded right to the shape of the guard, and it just kind of completes it, and I think that's a nice little touch that Tusk did. Now, my feeling is on these handguards is that they're very well made. Really, really beefy. The aluminum portion of the wraparound is really, really beefy. Now, the only thing that I would change is if I was Tusk, is on this particular bike, would be to bevel that top clamp for some clearance. Now that may be something I might do later. And then again, probably not. I'll probably just leave these on here and run with it the way it is. I think they look pretty good. As long as they protect my knuckles so I don't hit a tree, or when I hit a tree. As long as they protect the levers when I drop the bike, because you know that's going to happen. So what I really should do is I should really Loctite all these screws, and I'll probably do that at a later date. I just wanted to make sure everything was going to fit on here right before I went ahead and put Loctite on everything. The only other thing I might add is that they used Allen screws everywhere else. They used them here, on the clamps, on the end. They were all Allen head fasteners. And they're really nice. They're chrome plated. They're very nice screws, very nice hardware, nice button heads. Why did they not do that on these screws that hold all this stuff in? I don't know, kind of a cost-saving thing. But really, I'm putting these on with a Phillips head screwdriver that, you know, will slip out as you're tightening them and booger up the head. I don't know. I wish they would have put better fasteners in. I might see if I can come up with my own button heads and put those in there. But I thought this was going to be a tough job, and it really wasn't. And I think the gray looks good with the rest of the bike, since it's, you know, gray tank. It's a little darker gray than the rest of the bike, but it still matches pretty good. So my modifications are coming along. What have I done so far? I did the rear rack. I did the Tusk foot pegs. I did the IMS shifter. I did the Tusk D-Flex Pro handguards. And like I said, man, the quality of these handguards is really, really nice. You know, I went back and forth like most people probably do. What brand should I go with? You know, should I go with these? Should I go with HRBs? Should I go with Bark Busters? You know, there's a bunch of them out there, but man, for the money, I'm really happy with these Tusk brand. I think they're going to do just fine. I can get my hand in here, no problem. Yep. I'm happy with them. I like them. Okay, so what's next? I got one more thing I got to do today before I call it a wrap. The good thing about summertime is our days are nice and long. So even after I took care of all the stuff that I had to do earlier today, I still have time to come out here and play with my motorcycle and put all these doodads and accessories on. So what's next? I paid good money for these. These are double take mirrors. These are the Enduro style. They're a little longer. And I'm going to get these out of the package, see if I can figure out the hardware. They give you hardware. You can see here there's a bunch of hardware depending on what handlebar and what mirror mount you have. So I'm going to unpackage this, figure this all out. It's kind of cool. They give you a little koozie holder that just protects the mirror. But hey, that's kind of cool. Alright, so I'm going to put you on pause here, see if I can figure this out, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I figured this out. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is, here again, this really, really nice hardware on these. Giant 8mm Allen wrench to tighten this, and this is the left-hand side. So they came with an extra spacer here. This one is part of this ball mount. This one is a spacer. So I added this spacer so that it would clear the master cylinder reservoir. Because now, let's see, I don't know if it makes it different which end's which here. Maybe it does. Yeah, yes, no. It appears that one side is smaller than the other. Alright, I'm going to put the big side on this ball because this looks to be much bigger. So what you're going to do is put that on there like that. And just for a size comparison, oops, about the same size. Yeah, I'm going to say they're the same size. But I'm going to show you what's really cool about it in a minute here. Gotta loosen this way up. Oops, I got it backwards. Big end goes to the bottom, small end goes to the top. Alright, I'm just going to leave this on here kind of loose just so I can show you. Now the first thing that's really cool about this is you can adjust these. I can get you in here at the right angle. You can adjust these almost like a bar end. So you just loosen this up, and then these can come, it can come way down, and it can stick out way past the end of the bar. So you'll actually get better view than the stock mirrors, because it's going to go past your elbow. Let's see if I can get this set right here. Alright, so, oh yeah. And once you set this clamp, man, it really tightens them down. Oh yeah, so I don't see my arm at all. My visibility is much better than the stock mirrors, and I have no problem getting my hand in and out. But the beautiful thing is once you loosen this up, this whole thing will rotate over, and now you're good to go for trail riding. Just like so. and you tighten it back down and it don't move. Now the beautiful thing about these mirrors are, like I said, they were pricey, but this is one of those things where you get what you pay for. This is all metal. This is all metal. This is all metal. There's no plastic in this. The only plastic in this is in the wing nut. But other than that, yeah, these are way cool. Double take mirrors. So I'm going to bring this out here, snug it up a little bit, get this set up for road riding. Yeah, that's awesome. Really like the adjustability on these. And it doesn't move. Once you clamp it down, that's it. It's down. Alright, let me get the other side on. Alright, so there's the double take mirrors. Like I said, they were pricey. I don't remember what they were. They were like 60 bucks a piece. So you times 2 that. But having said that, super high quality. Nice riser here, the spacers. It clears the throttle, clears the master cylinder reservoir. Once you snug these down, they don't move. All metal. I don't know if that's metal. That might be plastic. This is metal. This might be plastic. This is all metal. This is plastic. But still, really nice. I'm very happy with them. And then, like I said, the cool thing about them is they'll fold in. They'll just fold right down. You can tuck them in right here when you go trail riding. You don't have to worry about breaking them off when you're on the trail, dropping the bike, breaking them off. And then when you're ready to go back out on the road, you just unfold them. So super happy with that. So the modifications continue. Got my Nelson rig tail bag. This is the sport size. They make it in 3 sizes: the tail light, the sport, and the tour. So this is the middle sized bag, and I'm really happy with this. How it attaches. It's all quick release. You can just pop these off, take it off. You leave your straps attached to the bike, and then you just clip it back down. I like the way it holds its shape. You unzip it. You got a rain fly that came with it. That's in the top cover here. I got a bungee net, bungee cord. Of course, whatever gear you put in here, you got some Velcro straps. You can strap that stuff down. I just wanted this for trail riding. It's big enough for me to get a few water bottles in, maybe a hoodie. You know, if I'm out trail riding, it gets cooler or whatever, or if I take off and it's cooler and then I want to put it in the bag, I can. This also will expand if need be. If you unzip it all the way around, let's see if I can do this. It will expand from this to this, so you can really put some stuff in here. So I'm really happy with that bag. Like I said, I looked at a lot of them that were a little bit less money, but they didn't have the build quality that this does. Everything is riveted, really tough, like a Cordura. I forget what they call it. Nice carry handle, reflective piping. So I got that. So this is why I wanted the smaller size rack. I wanted a rack just big enough to hold the tail bag on. Got my Tusk foot pegs. Right. My Ricochet skid plate. My Tusk Deflex handguards. Really, really nice. These are built really, really well. And then of course the double take mirrors. And I also got an IMS shifter. Now I don't know if I have this in the right position yet. I got to put my trail riding boots on and see how my big foot fits in there. So that's what I've got so far. So if you guys are liking the stuff that I'm doing here on my T-Dub, I'm sure there's going to be more. I guess I'm supposed to say this, and I always save it for the end. A lot of people do it at the beginning. if you endured it all the way to the end of my video, like, subscribe, comment. Please comment. I love interacting with all you guys out there, good or bad. Some people give me really good tips. Oh, one guy on the TW forum gave me a real good tip. He said, hey, when you get your bike, check to make sure that the return spring on the clutch is on right. It wasn't. This little hook right here was underneath. It wasn't even attached to the arm. So now that I got it attached, yeah, it works way better. So guys, check your bikes. When you dealers set these things up, they don't make a lot of money on these bikes. They take them out of the crate, throw the handlebars on them, put air in the tires, check the oil, put some gas in it, start it up, push it out the door. I found that my controls were loose. I've been checking fasteners. I'm finding a lot of stuff loose. So check your bike over. Alright, my friends, that's it. I'll catch you on the next one.